Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's discuss the rest assured API testing nodes from basic level to an advanced level. Okay, so you can see my notes, right? I'll slowly go through whatever we have covered. So the basic explanation goes like what is rest assured and why it is used, how to implement, okay, and a sample example to understand the rest assured code and the types of syntaxes for given when then get post put delete, okay, and for all the methods available. Next comes the request specification, what exactly it is, why do we use, what will happen if we don't want to use request specification, and what will happen when we use the request specification with a sample code. Okay, so the next thing we spoken about response specification, what it is, why it is, and what can you validate. Okay, okay. So the next comes about validable response, what it is, why it is, and how to get the validatable response, and what we can actually validate. Okay, and then the request specification and response specification comparison. Okay, so we spoke about the static imports in Java. Okay, so again, we have elaborated why do we use rest assured and what are the different types of methods available and what are the different types of requests. Okay, so initially we have started with get request and an explanation for that, and then the post request and an explanation for that, and then the put request and an explanation for that, patch request and an explanation for that, delete request and an explanation for that, and then how to write the rest assured script in BDD format. Okay, what's the purpose of extract method, how to get the response as strings. Okay, and response time validation, about matchers. Okay, about static variables in rest assured, about passing headers in rest assured. Okay, and headers overriding versus merge behavior concept in rest assured. Okay, and then the authentication mechanisms like basic authentication, preemptive basic authentication, digest authentication, OAuth 1.0, OAuth 2.0, form authentication, preemptive form authentication, manual bearer token authentication. Okay, so and then we spoke about JSON path with sample rest assured code. Okay, along with few more examples to understand JSON and JSON string and JSON array. Okay, and then we spoke about the schema validation in rest assured. Okay, and about the request and response payload in rest assured. Okay, and then we have elaborated the request payload and response payload, and there are multiple examples to convert response to a map object, list objects, and to the plain objects. Okay, so API chaining concepts. And then about the Jackson data library in rest assured. Okay, how to extract specific part. Okay, how to handle dynamic payload in response. Okay, you can see right. We have given the examples to end-to-end concept. Next, about the serialization and deserialization in Java as well as in the rest assured, how it is used, assertions in rest assured, Lombok library, and builder pattern, and about the retry mechanism in rest assured, and the type of methods explanation in short forms. Okay, and the type of classes and interface, everything which are part of rest assured, and about the annotations available. Okay, so this comes the end of the document, guys. So if you need this complete notes, I have given the link in the description box. You can find my documentation over there. And also we have collaborated 10,000 plus real-time interview questions along with detailed answers, and also study materials and step-by-step and topic-wise notes with real-time explanations. We have tried to cover everything after taking lot of interviews, around 3,500 plus automation interviews, and it has been designed for 0 to 15 plus years of experienced candidates. Please do check out for the link and let me know if you have any queries or questions. Thank you so much for watching my video. All the best for your upcoming interview. Happy learning, happy testing.